How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Charlie and me, our camping vlog. The build is almost finished, the van build by T3 Dream. Today we're going to attack the radiator. My friend Pa had driven the van home to do some welding around the back doors, and then on the way back I went out to drive back behind him. We burst the radiator. She had been overheating. We also noticed that the fan didn't come on when she overheated, the engine fan. And then when we got it back to base and had it parked outside, she was stuck in gear. We couldn't get it out of gear, so we eventually manually got it out of gear, and we have since had to order an engine piece which should arrive at the house today. So plan for today is to get this van out, push it out, get it back in, and jack it up and get the radiator off. Right, we've got the van out, we've pushed it out to the door so we can have more light and more room. I'll just turn this camera and show you what the plan is. We dropped the spare wheel which is there, and then of course in true Rocky style he went and rubbed it down, primed it and sprayed it. The problem we're having now is seemingly there's just a couple of bolts and you drop out the radiator, but we have found cables that are in the way. That's where the spare wheel goes, and there's receivers, big springs, bits of metal that we have to pull back. So Anthony the mechanic is just finishing the job at the minute and he'll come down. So Rocky's just cutting back a few cable ties, but I think we're going to end up jacking it up and getting the radiator out that way, but there's a few things need moving. I would love if Anthony wasn't using his hoist, if we just pushed this up to his yard, got it up onto his hoist for seemingly the half hour that it takes to change the radiator. But this looks like the original radiator and the fan looks like it's knackered as well. So I'll keep you updated, and let's see what we're going to be doing next to get this out. If you're taking a fan out of a T3, it's not the easiest thing. There's a few things in the way, but there she is. She's in a sorry state. We're going to have to get, you may spray all them, we're going to have to get another tin of black paint, because there's no way Rocky is going to let that go back up there with a brand new fan. Also, I just got a text from the courier to say that the piece to the gearbox should be at my house between 10 and 11, and it's now 9:15. So we'll attack getting this off. We're going to test that fan. The new radiator is there, and at least we can get them all attached together. The hoses look okay. I was hoping we don't have to replace the hoses. They are pretty much okay. The spring clips, the Jubilee clips are okay. So the first thing we're going to do now is try and get that fan off the radiator. I'm not going to video that, lads, because you don't need to see that. So here's what it looks like now, and we'll show you what it looks like with the fan off, please God, in a few minutes. Okay, so radiator, Rocky has sprayed. We've tested the fan, it works. Rocky has sprayed all this around. We cleaned it off, primed it, sprayed it. It's mounted to the radiator, fan is connected. I've now got to get it up into that hole with these brackets. I think it'll go in handy enough. I think the hard part, putting it back together, will be the spare wheel, putting the brackets back into the spare wheel. I think that's going to be the awkward part, and getting the hoses back on, but we have our sooty water. So again, I'm not going to video it. We'll show you what it looks like without it, and then I'll show you what it looks like with it in. And this is what it looks like when you have the radiator in. All we have to do is, I'm waiting for the heat switch, which goes in here for the radiator, and that's it. The plan now is, actually I'll just get a piece and I'll show you. This is a gear selector, which we think that nylon piece is worn on mine, so it's at the bottom of the bottom of the gearbox. I'm going to jack up the van now. My mate Pa that did the seats for us is just having a look in there to get us the right size, but it's in there and we got to get to it. That gearbox fix wasn't a fix. More work to be done on that. So at the moment it's well past time to go. Happy to have got the radiator in, and Rocky has literally, while we were doing little fiddly bits with Pa, Rocky tidied up the whole place. Nothing like a nice clean workshop, Rocky. No, yeah. In fairness, so it's all cleaned up. So we're going to call it a day. I'll come back to this video possibly tomorrow. Today is Monday. I only have this guy till Friday. Then he goes off on his holidays for 2 or 3 months until he gets bored with the heat and then he comes back. That's how he works his holidays. So we're going to call it a day. That gearbox will not be done tomorrow, but the radiator is in. We can literally, all I'm waiting for is for VW Spares to come back with a switch for the radiator, the temperature switch. And then when that comes, we can actually fill the system. So we're going to call it a day. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching. The next part of this video is coming up now in a second. Day 2, it's Tuesday. The plan for today is fiddly bits, but we definitely want to get the roof sealed on the outside with a clear Stick-O-Flex type stuff with silicone, front, back, sides, especially on the corners. And then what happened was, yesterday when Rocky got home, this had arrived. The table. What we have is our old table is there and it was shot, and one of Rocky's daughters works in a kitchen manufacturer, so there's the old one now. It was really bad. I mean, you can see how flimsy it is. So he put an order in and he said, please, can you do this before I finish up? So there's the table. So the plan is, that's been painted the same colour as the tops of the unit. Yeah. Right, so we're painting that the same colour as the tops of the unit. And basically, if we get that done today and all our fiddly bits, we will be quite happy with that. So, sand down, paint, fiddly bits around the van. Pat took away the piece of the gearbox yesterday. We won't have that for a few days. And that's what we're going to do now. So, this morning at 8 o'clock, we got here. It's now 10:25. What we have done is, and I should just turn this camera to show you, quite a lot of fiddly things done. The roof is now sealed with a clear silicone all around on the outside, and we squirted it right up in just to be sure to get the seals. It's all the way right up in there. That's fine. We washed that floor, which really needed. I'll throw up a before photograph. And there's what it looks like now. Rocky's daughter, I mentioned earlier on, got the table. That's 2 or 3 coats. We're going to varnish that tomorrow so we can have a thick layer of varnish on it, and then it's going in. I have ordered the receiver, the pole and the piece that goes into the floor there from Pat Horan's. I hope to have them tomorrow, Wednesday, if not Thursday. It's fiddly little things. It's really down to me now to do the bit of wiring, so I can be doing that. I'm trying to get as much two-man jobs done as we can. If Pa gets that little piece done on the gear stick, we will be delighted. And if Tom, the chap who's doing the upholstery, can get that done by Friday, I mean, Rocky's around Saturday and Sunday, I'm off camping, but if we could get that collected, you know, Rocky said he'll pick it up over the weekend, but if we got that Friday, I'd love him to see the seats in, and that'll be the end of this piece of video. So we'll show you another bit of whatever we do tomorrow, but the end of this video hopefully will be the upholstery done and the seats in. Talk to you in a couple of seconds. We didn't record anything yesterday. It's not that we were busy. Pa came and did a bit of jiggery pokery to the gearbox, and we're hoping to start the van and drive it out and see if that works. It's shifting into gear. Reverse is a little touchy, but we think that his jiggery pokery has worked. We just did loads. We got the stereo fitted yesterday and working, and Rocky had to take off the door card on the passenger side so we could get one of the speakers going, and it worked, so everything is working there. Rocky got the table, which I'll show you in a minute, painted and varnished, and we're going to mount it up here. I have a light that was here that I'm moving to the edge because that's where the table gets stored. We'll show you all that. So we got lots of little things done, and I just didn't bother recording. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen it on Instagram. So I'll change cameras and I'll show you the table. We've got the legs from Pat Horan Motors, the legs, so we're going to fit the receiver, and we're going to fit the receiver into the floor. And then Rocky just wants to paint the underside, just give it one coat of paint, just to take the wood look off it. So I'll change cameras and we'll show you what's happening there. So that is the table, painted and varnished. As I said, the legs came from Pat Horan Motors yesterday. Now that table gets stored up there. So I had that light here, and I'm now going to move it to over here. And we got lots and lots and lots of little things done, but one of the main things we got done is The stereo is in and it sounds great with the two speakers in the front and the two speakers there. We got a bit of trim in there the other day as well. We're going to match that trim here. We got that piece in there. We got lots and lots and lots of little things done, things that need doing. So the plan now is Anthony still hasn't finished the heating, the glow plug. So if we can get him to finish the glow plug, we can put water into the system because we got the radiator done. We can bring this for a spin to check the gears, and then we can put the two front grills back on. But for now, I'm going to finish that light. We're going to mark that table to put the legs on. Rocky wants to paint the underside of the table, and we'll show you how all that looks in a couple of minutes. Receiver there, table in. We've tested it out and it looks well. I still have to invest in a swivel seat for that, the swivel base, but that's down the line, but I think she looks well. So the plan is Rocky's going to take it off and just give the underneath, you're going to give it the lighter colour, aren't you, for underneath? Yeah. The lighter paint colour underneath. This is a marine gloss that we got because I'd like a nice sheen on the table. So that's just the first coat that we're putting onto it.
Yacht varnish.
What's it called? Yacht varnish, that's what it is. It'll give it a nice sheen, and we've also, Rocky has painted underneath. And then we had a hole here. Originally, the mains hookup was here, but we moved it to here. So Rocky filled this with fiberglass and sanded it down, but I was going to put a sticker there, and then we found this grill, and look, it'll ask questions. People would advance and say, what's that for? And I'd say it's covering up a hole. It's a filled hole, but still. We were going to put a sticker there, but we couldn't think of what sticker to put there. And I have started on the wiring inside. I have the pump wired from the tap. I'll show you now, actually I have all the cables just in here. We have all the cables in there. The fuse board is going to go on that wall there. I have the twin socket wired, and now Rocky is going to varnish the top of them as well, because they're going to be used as countertop at times. So we said, while we have the varnish, we'll just give them a quick coat and it'll give it a nice gloss finish as well. Fuse board is in for the 12 volt wiring. The leisure battery is down under that seat. That socket is wired. We're going to call it a day because we've got other stuff to do besides this little project. And tomorrow, Friday, which will be the end of this video, I hope to have the 4 lights, the fridge and the water pump wired into that fuse board. Oh, and there's a 12 volt USB, those two little cables for a 12 volt USB as well. Welcome back to the final part of this video. Today is Friday the 30th of June and today is Rocky's last day. With the exception of last night, Thursday night, I got a phone call from the upholsterer to say that the upholstery will be ready this evening, but myself, Charlie and Deirdre are going camping. So Rocky said that he'll actually pick it up for us tomorrow. But today is Rocky's last day. He will come out tomorrow, fit the bedding, send me a couple of photographs or a bit of video, and I will show you. We'll be back Monday, so Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday again, I'm back out here again. I'll show you at the end of this video what the bedding looks like in. The plan for today is I'm going to finish the wiring. It's only 8 o'clock, Rocky's on his way out. In this video now, you'll also see me saying good luck to that guy and thanking him for all of the help he's given me since February or March, since we kicked off this build. I think it was mid-February. So wiring being done today and saying farewell to Rocky, and hopefully photographs or some video footage of the bed in. So I mentioned to you today is Friday the 30th and I'm about to lose this guy to the sunny surrounds of Crete till October, maybe November, maybe December, he's not too sure. And you know what, he's retired, he's feckin' right. So first off, all seriousness, I want to thank Rocky for helping me out. I would not be, we were saying we never thought we'd be where we are today on the 30th of June, and in all seriousness I would not be even close to this if it wasn't for that guy's help. So Rocky, thank you very much, I really do appreciate it. He's going to collect the furniture tomorrow. He's going to send me photographs and video of the seats in, but I will share it with you at the end of this video, okay? Now, we've done the electrics. Let me show you what we've done. It looks a little bit messy now, but it will be tidied up. But we have our fuse board, we have the original control, that's the back of the 220 socket, and they all go off. So, Rocky, come down here and we'll start here. First of all, we're just going to show you what we have working. We'll start with the light, what I'm calling the bedroom light. Excellent. Then we have what I'm calling the sofa light, which is the dining area, which is this one here. Then we have the kitchen light, which is this one here. Now we might have to leave that one on because we now have, see, I put in the original control panel, and the first big switch is the master, but the first switch in, no, the first of the 3 switches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That on.
Yes. Okay. And the second switch of 3 switches is our outside light. You can turn off the 2 of them, Rocky. So the electrics are done to the extent that I've to buy a mains fuse board for the 220 in and the 220 socket. I've to buy a battery charger for charging the leisure battery, which is fitted under the seat. There's also the lights which are on the speaker seat. I'm going to wire them now. That needs a little fuse board because I have a USB there as well. And that's it. Anthony has still just to finish off one cable and then we can put the dash together. My mate Pa we've a little problem with the driver's door. My mate Pa's trying to think of a way of sorting that out. We still haven't checked the gearbox on the road to see if Pa's jiggery pokery works. It works here sitting going into gear, but we'd like to take it for a spin and see. So this wraps up the video. Again, a big thank you to this guy. We're going to miss him when he fecks off to sun himself for a couple of months, but I'm going to keep him updated. When Doug does the carpet on the roofing, he'll get the videos before you guys see the videos.
We'll be back to the next one.
He'll be back. There's no he'll be back for the next one, meaning the next project. He says we have, hang on, I just turned the camera, hang on. He says we have all this space to fill when that's parked out there for another project. And he says we have all these tools at our disposal. Look how clean this place is. Of all the years I've been videoing in here with the b-ball, you've never seen this place this clean. That fecker just cleans when he's nothing else to do. But again, a big thank you to Rocky for this. We're going to wrap up this video. The next piece you'll see is the seats in bed position, in seat position, and the dining table in as well. From Rocky, enjoy our holidays, brother. From me, Aaron, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again very soon from the Van Build 3, my T3 dream.